Hi, I'm Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads, and I am in a reading slump and I don't want to be, so I thought in this video I would share with you some recommendations on how to get out of a reading slump if you want to. I feel like with reading slumps generally, you'll ride it out. They'll take care of themselves, you'll get out. But I want to kind of get out a little bit quicker because I've got books I want to read. I've got stories I want to enjoy, and I love reading to relax. And if I'm not reading to relax, I don't feel as relaxed, and I want to feel relaxed. Can I say relaxed anymore? Probably. Before I get onto my recommendations, I just want to say that tip number one with getting out of a reading slump is to not panic. Unless it is your profession and your income is based on enjoying books, nobody's going to be annoyed at you if you don't read and love a book. Hopefully. I have 6 different types of book that I find pull me out of a reading slump. And they are a book that is quick paced. I love me a slow burn, but if I'm in a slump, I want that instant hook. Grab me. Pull me away from the slump. That's what I want. I want the book to be fun. I'm probably not picking up a darker, more moody book. If I'm in a slump, I want fun. I want silliness. I want excitement. No, meandering. I want gripping and exciting stories. I want great characters. I need great characters. I need to either love them or hate them. I want to root for them or root against them. The book cannot be too long. It's kind of that almost instant gratification that helps me get out of a slump. Like, I want to finish the book and be like, yes, another, please. And I feel like if I was picking up, a 600-page book, I'm with that for a week or so. That's gonna last. But if I pick up something that's maybe 300 or so pages, that's like 2 to 3 days, maybe more. It depends on how much reading time I have. But it's easier to see progress when the book is shorter. I also really love some fun non-fiction. Doesn't even need to be fun. It just needs to be good non-fiction. It doesn't even necessarily need to be like a fun non-fiction. It could be a memoir that is delivered in a very entertaining kind of way, or like an interesting kind of way, and it just holds your attention. So I'm gonna show you some books that I think could lift me anyway out of a reading slump, and I'm probably going to look to read one or some of these and get out of the slump. I didn't add this to my list of types of books, but I think falling in love again with a beloved series could be a great way to get out of a slump. These are 2 of my favourite series. My favourite duology is This Poison Heart by Callan Bayron. And my favourite trilogy is A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. Yes, I don't have a matching set, but the paperback of book 3 does not seem to exist in the UK edition, but that's okay. These books are both just amazing characters, exciting stories, very, very fast paced, and I felt invested with these books. And I didn't want them to end. I just wanted to pick them up. I think a key part of getting out of a slump is that you have to want to pick up the book. And I wanted to pick these up, and I didn't want to put them down. So I think these could be a wonderful option. These are not even in an order. These are in the order in which I pulled them out from my shelves. I have The Sopranos by Alan Warner. This is one of my favourite pieces of Scottish fiction. I didn't even tell you what the books were about. Oh, my head is everywhere. A Blade So Black trilogy is the Nightmare Verse. It is an Alice in Wonderland inspired story about a young woman who's kind of the chosen one, basically, but she has to, as is tradition, juggle her secret life and her real life with family, friends, school. But she has this secret life where she is basically the guardian of Wonderland. There are amazing characters, gorgeous friendships, a magical land, and some of the best dialogue and just the most lovable characters, and it is truly a wonderful adventure with twists and turns and surprises throughout, and I was kept guessing right up until the end, and I love that series. This Poison Heart is we've got magic and we've got Greek mythology. I was that kid who was obsessed with Greek mythology and Egyptian history. Like, I was a cool kid, said nobody ever. It is exquisite. Again, gorgeous characters, gorgeous friendship. We've got a really nice, in both of those series actually, really beautiful mother-daughter relationships, which are so lovely, like generational relationships. This Poison Heart is plant-based magic, and we've got a grand inherited home, a poison garden, secrets, so many secrets, and wonderful. Highly recommend. The Sopranos by Alan Warner is about a group of teenage girls. It all takes place in one day. They go off to Edinburgh to take part in a choral competition, hence the name The Sopranos, and they get up to hijinks. Hijinks ensue. It's a beautiful story about friendship and about being a teenager and growing up somewhere where you feel like you're not gonna achieve anything. Like, you feel like, do you have any options where you are? And it is about finding yourself, and it is about friendship, and it is about love, and it's also about just letting loose and going absolutely feral. I love this book. It's my favorite. Is it my favorite Scottish fiction? I think it might be. Duckfeet by Eli Percy is a close second, but this book just, oh, it hits me. There's a film as well, if you want a film, called Our Ladies, and it is an adaptation of this, and it's a very, very good adaptation of this book. Next is Hello Kitty Must Die by Angela S. Choi. This is about two friends reuniting. One of them just happens to be a serial killer, and it is very light, very exciting, very fast paced, and you really don't know where the book's gonna go, and it's just really, really enjoyable. Next is Other People's Clothes by Kala Henkel. I have tabbed a lot of this book, and I'm not a tabber. This is about two students who go on a, I was gonna say gap year, they don't. They go on a year abroad to Berlin, where they decide they're gonna live their best lives and they're gonna make it happen, and they start hosting these amazing parties at their flat, and again, chaos ensues. This book does something I love. It is so relatable to the late 2000s. The dialogue, the outfits, just the general vibe. This is late 2000s in book form. The dialogue is amazing. It's so funny and just so witty, and that is what these tabs are. They are basically just bits of dialogue that I think are amazing. This is one of my favorite books to reread. I may actually just put that to the side. I'll read that. I have a couple more YA fiction books, which are Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. This is again a beautiful a beautiful tale of friendship. Just so happens that one of the friends is dead, and her bestie is like, nah, I'm not gonna accept she's dead, I'm bringing her back. And she brings her back, but she doesn't just bring back her deceased bestie, she brings back her two bullies as well, and they have to work together to find out who killed them and how to stop any more deaths happening. And it is so fun because when the reanimated corpses, I suppose, are far away from the protagonist, they start to just decay, and they're just rocking around, decaying, going to Walmart. It's so fun. It's again a beautiful story of friendship and hijinks. The most lovable characters, and you will cry. Maybe you won't. I cried. You'll also cry at The Sopranos. Maybe. I cry. but I cry at everything. But there are emotional parts. And Let's Play Murder by Kezia Lupo. This is a book where characters go into a virtual reality murder mystery in a grand manor home. How charming. Except it's real. And they have to solve the murder or get murdered. Basically. And it's so good. It does keep you guessing and it's just wild. And because they are in virtual reality, the normal rules of life don't apply. So it's so exciting. And I love me a murder mystery. I love a grand manor home. And this has all of it, plus some computer game logic. So very fun. And lastly, I have my non-fiction recommendations. I know some people maybe go, you're in a slump, non-fiction? Really? But sometimes you get that non-fiction that you don't want to put down. You just want to keep picking up. And these are non-fiction books that I didn't want to put down. So I think they might be a good option. First, I have Die Young with a Vengeance by Sable Young. This is an essay collection on basically vanity, but it's also about nostalgia. It's about being a woman growing up in the world in the 2000s, in the 90s, in the toxic times. I mean, have we left the toxic times? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably worse now. But this book is very relatable. It is very fun. Sable Young has a wonderful way of writing that's very, very approachable, but very, very entertaining. And I just whizzed through this book. I really, really enjoyed it. It's going to be on, it's falling out of its jacket. It's going to be on my favourites list. I'm almost certain for 2025. I had the best time with this. Another book that's going to be on my 2025 favourites list, I'm certain, is Good with Money by Emma Edwards. I know, it's maybe a weird book to put on, but it's an area that I'm personally interested in. I like non-fiction that is about something that I find relatable or part of my life that I want to work on. And I've not to boast, I feel I'm quite good with money because I grew up not having money. So you can make the money go a bit further when you are used to having to do that. But this book also taught me how to enjoy having money. Not to like go wild in the aisles, but to sort of realise that if you've paid for all of the things you have to pay for, you've put some money aside, if you're in a position where you're able to do that, and if you've got something left, you're totally allowed to buy yourself a little treat. You just have to come up with a plan that works for you. And I like non-fiction that can be sort of made applicable to yourself and your own situation. So this book I really enjoyed, and I think that this would be a good book to come out of a slump if it's an area that is interesting to you. And another thing I'm really, really into is cheesy pop music. I would say the late 90s to the late 2000s that's a sort of music period I really like, and it's a longer book, but it's a very, very almost shockingly fast-paced book because it's all like extracts. So it's not prose, but it's basically extracts from interviews with the pop stars of the time, and it's just fun. It's not, oh, what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen. 19 years have passed. You know, maybe. And it's just fun. It's like reading an edition of Smash Hits or Top of the Pops magazine. It's fun, it's silly, it's generally pretty light, and it's a very, very quick read. And I had a great time with it. I love a little bit of nostalgia. I'm not going to pick up all of these books again because I took a picture for my thumbnail and I almost dropped the pictures. I've fallen out of my slipper. But I hope that this might be helpful to somebody who finds themselves in a reading slump, because it's really horrible when you have something that you really enjoy and it really just puts you in a good place, like for me in reading, but you're just not enjoying it. And it's really frustrating. So hopefully it's temporary, and if you're in a reading slump yourself, hopefully that's temporary as well. And hopefully next week I will actually have a book to talk about with you. The bar is low, the bar is on the ground. One book, that's all we want. But it has to be a book I kind of enjoy. Just kind of enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.